Did you know that the cattle of Andorra are not just livestock but also stewards of the land? Indeed, these bovines play a significant role in preserving Andorra's unique biodiversity. They do this in a variety of ways, but most notably through their grazing habits. You see, as cattle roam and graze, they help control the growth of invasive plant species. These invasive plants, if left unchecked, could potentially overwhelm the native flora of Andorra's grasslands, altering the ecosystem and threatening the survival of many species. But it isn't just about what cattle eat, it's also about where they eat. By grazing across a wide area, cattle help distribute plant seeds, promoting the proliferation of native species. This natural seed dispersal contributes to the rich diversity of plant life in Andorra's grasslands. Now, let's talk about something that might seem a bit, well, gross: cattle dung. It might not be the most pleasant topic, but it's an important one. When cattle excrete waste, they are contributing to nutrient cycling. This is the process where nutrients move from the physical environment into a living organism, and then back into the physical environment. The dung provides a rich source of nutrients for the soil, enhancing its fertility and promoting the growth of plants. But it's not just the plants that benefit. A whole host of organisms, from insects to microorganisms, rely on cattle dung for sustenance. In this way, cattle help support a complex web of life, contributing to the overall health and diversity of the ecosystem. And it's not just about the grasslands. The impacts of cattle on biodiversity extend to other habitats too. For instance, the trampling of cattle can create microhabitats in the soil, providing homes for small creatures like insects and spiders. Thus, these bovines are the unsung heroes of Andorra's rich biodiversity. They are far more than just sources of milk and meat. They are vital players in the intricate symphony of life that is Andorra's stunning natural landscape. Cattle farming is not just a way of life in Andorra, it's a significant economic engine. In the heart of the Pyrenees, Andorra's economy thrives on cattle farming. The cattle industry contributes significantly to the country's gross domestic product, or GDP. With a substantial portion of the nation's land dedicated to pasture, it's no surprise that dairy farming and meat production are vital facets of Andorra's economy. Let's take a closer look at dairy farming. Andorra's lush mountainous pastures are a boon for dairy farming. They provide high-quality fodder for the cattle, resulting in top-notch dairy products. Think about the creamy yogurts, flavorful cheeses, and fresh milk that you enjoy. They originate from the hard work of dairy farmers who milk these cattle every day. The dairy sector in Andorra not only contributes to the GDP but also exports a significant portion of its produce, bringing in foreign exchange. Next, let's turn our attention to meat production. The beef produced in Andorra is renowned for its superior quality, thanks to the cattle's natural and healthy diet. These cattle are raised for their meat, which is a primary source of protein for many. The meat industry, like the dairy sector, is a key player in the country's exports. But the contribution of the cattle industry to Andorra's economy is not limited to dairy and meat production. It also creates numerous employment opportunities. From herders who take care of the cattle to workers involved in processing and selling dairy products and meat, the industry supports a significant part of Andorra's workforce. It also indirectly contributes to other sectors like tourism. After all, who doesn't love to visit a working dairy farm or enjoy a steak from locally raised cattle? So, as we can see, cattle farming is woven into the fabric of Andorra's economy. It's a multifaceted industry that not only feeds the nation, but also fuels its economic growth. Undoubtedly, cattle are a cornerstone of Andorra's economic prosperity. Despite their immense contributions, the cattle sector in Andorra faces numerous challenges. The first of these is climate change. With rising temperatures and erratic weather patterns, the predictability and productivity of pastures are at risk. When the cattle don't have access to sufficient and quality feed, their health and productivity suffer, and so does the livelihood of the farmers who depend on them. Another challenge is land degradation. Overgrazing can lead to soil erosion, loss of biodiversity, and decreased water quality. This not only affects the cattle, but also the wider ecosystem and the people who rely on it. Let's not forget the impact of market fluctuations. Farmers in Andorra, like their counterparts worldwide, are at the mercy of volatile prices for beef and dairy products. This uncertainty makes it difficult for them to plan for the future and invest in sustainable practices. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are also numerous opportunities that can help mitigate these challenges and contribute to a greener economy. Firstly, the adoption of sustainable farming practices can help combat climate change and land degradation. By managing pastures more effectively, farmers can prevent overgrazing, preserve biodiversity, and enhance the health and productivity of their cattle. Secondly, diversification can help buffer against market fluctuations. By producing a range of products from meat and milk to leather and manure, farmers can spread their risks and create multiple revenue streams. Lastly, there is a growing demand for sustainably produced beef and dairy products. Consumers are becoming more conscious of the environmental impact of their food choices and are willing to pay a premium for products that are produced in a way that respects the environment. By addressing these challenges, Andorra can ensure the sustainability of its cattle sector and its invaluable contributions to the economy and ecology. So, the humble cattle, often seen simply as livestock, play a far greater role in Andorra than meets the eye. These bovine beauties are not just providers of dairy and meat, but form the backbone of Andorra's vibrant biodiversity. They are the unsung heroes, contributing to the ecological balance, supporting a variety of flora and fauna, and shaping the very landscapes they graze upon. Their influence extends to the economic realm as well. Cattle farming is a significant pillar of Andorra's economy, generating income, providing employment, and even playing a pivotal role in sustaining rural communities. Yet the journey is not without challenges. From climate change to market dynamics, the cattle sector faces numerous hurdles, but every challenge brings with it an opportunity. Through innovation and sustainable practices, the sector can evolve and continue to thrive. Next time you see a herd of cattle grazing in the Andorran landscape, remember they are not just cattle, they are the guardians of Andorra's ecology and economy.